Welcome to the Investment Process Channel. I am C3 Christopher Cameron. This channel where we teach people how to create generational wealth through trading. Let's get into week 24. We'll go over our gold futures roadmap and what predictions we have for our setups this week. Let's get into the week. Okay, let's start out with NASDAQ NQ. So here we had the daily marked out. Looks like we broke above the previous week's high. Let's look at the monthly and see where we are. Didn't quite get a pullback. We still have this imbalance left here in the monthly all the way down to here. So it's a highly likelihood price went up that first week. Here we are in the second week. We may have a pullback into this area at least. So let's take a look at the weekly. Into this weekly imbalance. So we have weekly imbalance right here, right below that 50% mark of our daily range. Our daily range is now here. So right below that 50% mark. So highly likely that price will come back into this area. Let's see why price went up to, yep, there it is. We had some imbalances left back in March. What was this? No, this is back in February. From back in February, we had some imbalances where price came back to and cleaned up that area. So looking at this, let's look at our daily here. Looking at our daily right here, we have this candle with no wick from Friday, where price just, expanded from. So, looking at this. Right now, I would not be looking for any shorts. I would be looking for a retracement and for price to come back and at least come back up to 22,245. Yeah, 22,245. That would be ideal. We want price to like hit this mid area. We want price to hit this 50% mark. Price to go into a discount and get some get good position. Price just took off last week and didn't even hesitate. So it dropped back into this imbalance. We had a gap down. And then it just took off. So, So you see overnight we had that gap down and price just took off from there. I'd be a little patient right now. Looking at this, even on the 4 hour, there's not a lot of opportunity for entry. We have one here. So if we're looking for entries for price to continue up, let's do it like this. Go back to our daily. Breaker structure, high, low. So this is our new range right here. So if we go to our 4 hour, if we could get price back into this area right here, that would be a good buying opportunity for price to continue up. We do have a couple of imbalances here on the 4 hour. No, let's mark it by this here. We have a couple of imbalances where price could potentially come to before continuing up. On a 4 hour, these would be great opportunities. Because if I do this here, great opportunity right here for price to come back to this area, hit this 21,600, and then continue up. That'll be like prime area to get a buy from if you're trying to get in where it is right now. I'll just be a little cautious with price coming back down into this area where we have equal lows here with this 4-hour candle and also on the daily candle. So let's just be conscious of that. There's a high probability the price will revisit that area. So that's what we have for NAS. Let's go over here to S&P. Okay, here we are with S&P. So as we see here, had a break of structure again for S&P. But it was the same thing. We had a gap down, and the price just took off up, creating a new high. It looks like S&P has not reached these imbalances like NASDAQ has. We have a daily imbalance right here. The price could potentially come to. However, I think we have the same situation where still have these gaps down here. The price needs to fill. Let's look at the monthly and drill back down. So delete that. So price is not retraced down to the monthly. We still have this imbalance right here where price opened up. Well, it's not an imbalance yet because this monthly candle has not closed. However, we have monthly support right here where price could potentially come back to. It's already taken out the previous month's high. We see a little retracement right here. So where are we at? Let's look at the weekly. Small imbalance down here. I'm gonna go ahead. Let me move this here. So we have this gap here. So highly likelihood price is going to come back into this area. Looking at that daily again, there's that imbalance on the daily, weekly. We see for our monthly, we got monthly support here. Weekly, that imbalance, boom, right here falls right into that gap. That gap up. Let's just leave the weekly here. We're just going to leave the weekly here. Let's look at our daily. Breaker structure high. Make this the low. So, unlike NASDAQ, S&P has a small wick here. S&P has a small wick here on the daily. Let's look at this 4-hour range. So again, we have opportunity here and here. No break. And I believe on a 4-hour. Yeah, if we can get price to come back here and then continue up to take out that imbalance that we have marked higher up here, at 6130, that's 6135. That would be a great position. We have a wick. Let me put a. Not a strong imbalance, but there is one. So we have a wick for a daily. Like I said, unlike NASDAQ does not have a wick. It just gapped up. So price has still a potential to continue up into this imbalance and then come back down to clear this up. Now, whether they'll do it this week, Again, at the open, we'll see if the price starts out down. Highly likelihood it's going to continue up and take out this imbalance, this daily imbalance, 61.35. As you can see, not so volatile lately. It's June, the middle of the year, still opportunities out there. Prices, it's moving up. I would say just a little bit less volatile than it has been in the previous month. So make sure you're taking consideration for that and positioning your risk accordingly. Let's go over here to gold. Here we are with gold. You see, gold is still within the same range. It hasn't really been doing too much. It's still pushing the high. We had a break of structure here. Did not take out the high, but it did take out the previous high of the week. Let's look at here. So yeah, you see gold tapped up here, but overall it's just kind of been consolidating. Large wick up top. Let's remove this so we can see. Large wick up top, what some people call it inverted hammer, whatever, but we have this large wick up top where we see sellers kind of push price back down even though it reached above the previous high. Take a look at this monthly. So price went up first. Sellers got in, start pushing price down. How to participate. Right now, just be a little cautious. What was this on this 4 hour imbalance? Hasn't come back down to 4 hour right here. We see, it's been leaving since it was so aggressive. You saw those candles. So aggressive to clean up these imbalances. Still got a candle here with no wick on the 4 hour, no wick, gap. So right now, what I'm seeing is patience. Highly likelihood that gold is going to still run these lows and take these out before continuing up. It's the beginning of the month. It's actually what I would like to see. I would like to see gold to run these lows and get a good position for price to continue back up here to 33.96. That's where I am. Do you want to short from here? I would say no. Gold is still showing bullish ranges. Even though it dipped down, it's creating right side ranges again. Came back down into this imbalance. Boom. Break structure. And it's just coming back, cleaning up. I told you gold has been very efficient. So as it's been leaving these imbalances, it's been coming back to clean up these imbalances and continue on its path. So overall, gold is super bullish. I will be looking for opportunities. Let's say, 3,300. 3,300, I would start looking for some buys. I would start looking for some buys around 3,300. Even if you get in here, set stop loss back here, that's a good trade. If you price could potentially come back here, but I would start looking at 3,300. 3,300, I would start looking. And I would set up some alerts, looking to see confirmation that price is going to go the other way. So that's it for gold. Great plan there. That's the setup I'd be looking for gold. That's definitely the setup I'd be looking for gold. All right, let's go over here to the Dow. We'll wrap. So here we are with the Dow. The Dow prices come right back into that imbalance, that monthly imbalance that we had marked. Did not create a new high though. Did not create a new high, but it did. It is showing right side ranges. Took out, revisited this equal high candle here on the daily. created a new high previously. It's creating right side range, but it did not break this high here. Did tap into the imbalance. So let's look at the monthly, see what it's looking like. Let's go ahead and just delete that. So the Dow is looking like it's trying to revisit this area. Came back and cleaned up this imbalance all the way down here in this area. Clean that up. Looks like it's trying to clean this up. Then we'll see where it wants to go once that happens. But it's been moving right into that imbalance. And if I look at it like that, I'm probably looking for price to come into this area and then come back down here where all of this, in these wicks where there's probably some more imbalance. Yep. We have these gaps, probably on a smaller time frame, probably some more imbalances. So that's what I'm looking for right now. It's tested this imbalance several times and has not been able to close above any of this. It has not fully broken structure. So in my mind, probably a tap up into this area again and then continue and then come down and clean up these gaps and imbalances before continuing up. So still, I would be looking for shorts. It's not showing that it's ready to expand anymore right now. It's not showing that. So that's our trading plan for week 24. We went over a gold roadmap, our predictions and our setups for this week. And everything is looking good. It looks like the market's kind of slowed down a little bit. So just look at your position size, your risk size, and make sure that everything is appropriate. This is the Investment Process Channel. Have a great trading week.